worried is Mickey Hyam's son, because sadly he has a broken leg. Harry, big day for him, and his dad will be hoping it's a big day for the Warrington Wolves. Steve Ganson's the man in charge in the middle. He's dressed in green, and Bradford, in their change strip on the boot of Paul Sykes, gets the game in motion. Nasty bounce, but Matt King was quick enough to react and pull the ball out of the air. Steve-o, last time we were here, Warrington Wigan served up an absolute classic, the best game of Super League so far, and it's a dry track tonight. We could be in for another.
Let's hope so, but I think it's going to be a lot tougher up front, especially early in the exchanges. Bradford realised, Steve McNamara knows that they can't have that poor start. OK, it was a great fight back against Wigan, we know that, but they can't just think about the second half. They've got to make sure they get into this Warrington outfit. They've got so much class, haven't they, the Wolves?
Last tackle for Warrington here. Monaghan, the dummy half. Myler helps it wide, and the boot from Simon Griggs. It goes right down the middle. Big blow for Bradford as Ricky Sharif takes it forward for the Bulls. The fact that Jamie Langley was taken ill on the bus on the way over here, he has been Bradford's standout forward all year.
Without a doubt, he really has led by example, and they will certainly miss him. But, you know, Glenn Hall, he showed up well last week, scored that winning try, remember. But it is so important that they get the platform so that the likes of Carney and Matt Orford can control things out there. They showed it against Wigan last week in the second half. Can they do it here for the full 80 minutes?
Andy Lynch gets to his feet, plays the ball to Heath Lestrange. Matt Orford, one-handed, flicks the ball to Chris Nero. He's missed by Chris Bridge. He's not missed by Ben Westwood. It's the last tackle here for Bradford. Lestrange comes down the short side. Orford with a little dink, picked up though by Chris Hicks. Chris Hicks, who is back in the side, he missed the first three. Returned against Huddersfield, tries in both of his matches in the comeback since.
Great position as well by Hicks. Anticipated that Bradford, they normally go that short side, utilise the kick from Matt Orford.
Chris Bridge goes down on tackle number 3. Here is Westwood, who'll drive it forward for the Warrington Wolves again, trying to get them up to halfway. They're just inside their own half of the field as Westwood plays it to Monaghan. Monaghan gets them over the halfway line. Here goes Gareth Carvell. Last tackle for Warrington here. Good tackle by Steve Menzies. And off the boot of Myler, and he was clouted by Menzies as the ball went up. Reardon collects it, and Hicks collects him.
Nothing wrong with that. He was committed straight into Myler. But you said we want a repeat of what we had with Warrington Wigan a few weeks ago. You see we're committed there. And I must say, this has started at a furious pace. There's going to be no prisoners taken tonight, that's for sure.
Interesting little subplot to the game tonight is the 4 hookers we have on show. Heath Lestrange and Michael Monaghan, the 2 starting hookers. Very smart out of dummy half. But the 2 hookers on the bench for Bradford, Wayne Godwin, and for Wolves, Mickey Hyam, do the very similar jobs. They'll come on, speed the game up, and really look to pick on tired forwards later on in this half.
Ben Westwood penalised, he didn't clear the ruck, he got in the way as Bradford played the ball. Steve Ganson gives the first penalty of the match in Bradford's favour, and Lestrange starts us off again. Got the ball in field.
Well, you talk about subplots, let's not forget about the Andy Lynch, the captain tonight against Adrian Morley, the captain for Warrington. Remember 5 years ago, Morley came on a very short contract to play in the grand final. Poor old Andy Lynch had to miss out that day. He will not forget that, that's for sure. So there could be sparks.
And there is Andy Lynch, there is Steve McNamara, the Bradford Bulls coach. And Lestrange trying to pinch a penalty because he ran straight into the man who was not back 10 metres. Here is Orford, that's a good ball to Scruton, good tackle by Westwood, last one this set of 6. Darting run from Halley, back it comes to Lestrange. Here is Orford again. Orford gets the ball away to Glenn Hall. Hall funnels the pass wide. Did that get touched? No, it didn't. It's the turnover.
Great defence.
Sykes caught in possession by Matt King.
One thing that Tony Smith has in it about his defensive patterns is that when any opposition get anywhere near the line, they won't go on a slide, and it's opposite. They keep one-on-one defence, and it certainly paid off then. It did surprise me though, when Orford touched the ball, he had the chance to kick. He didn't.
Let's go straight down to Bill.
Eddie, good support from the Bulls here tonight, including 4 Manly supporters who are among the crowd, wearing their Manly colours, and they are in actual fact former residents of that part of the world in Australia, in Harbord, and now living back in the UK. Phil Lawrence and Margaret Lawrence and Glenn Hand and Alan Hand now living in Torquay, in actual fact, in Devon. They've driven all the way up here from Torquay just to maintain the Manly connection. Of course, Steve Menzies, the figurehead for them.
Yes, there's quite a few Manly players, ex-Manly players on show here tonight. They're all over here from Manly these days.
Well, there's one thing that you've got to say, that Torquay has a beach.
A beautiful beach as well, by the way. Long way to come and watch your rugby league, though. Good on them. There is Steve Menzies.
Yeah, he's a hero, isn't he, down under, especially
He's a
in the
hero
Manly
in Bradford
area,
as well these days. That's the last tackle for Bradford.
Alford's got to utilise this. They can't afford to just run it again.
Good charge down, but they've got the ball back. No, they haven't. He's knocked the ball forward.
Be a knock-on from Alford.
Monaghan did really well.
Did he ever? It was a good charge down, wasn't it, Monaghan? Then got to it, and then Alford just could not take it in. Just got back in time. Hit the ball carrying arm, he was sufficient. Boy, this is hectic.
Penalty here for Warrington. Interference at the play the ball. Glenn Hall, you'll notice he has lost the tash. It came off after he scored that last-minute try last week against Wigan. In celebration, he had a shave.
I wonder what he'll take off if he scores again tonight then. Might finish, if he gets a hat-trick, might finish up looking like me. Oh, great hit!
Morley has the ball for the Warrington Wolves. Why are you going to put 40 years on him if he scores a hat-trick tonight?
Get in one of those moods, I can sense it.
This is Griggs, he will play the ball. Monaghan's gone without it.
Knock on. That was great play there by Menzies.
He's having a go at the touch judge, is Michael Monaghan.
Menzies drags the arm. Watch. Doesn't go for the ball, drags the arm, and that's sufficient. Or does he? Oh, I'm not so sure on that replay. Either way, the Bulls have got away with it. He's furious, is Monaghan.
Thinks he's had his pocket picked here. Oh, there's a break on from Paul Sykes. Riley gets to him, pulls him down.
That's great to see, isn't it? That sort of attacking enterprise from the scrum. And the next play, though, they've lost it down the short side. But I do like to see teams who are prepared to try something from that scrum-based situation. The following pass, well, Sharif thinks he's going inside. Pass is going outside. And Warrington will go up with possession.
He missed the win at Wigan last week. This fellow didn't miss the win against Crusaders here, Matt King.
He's in top form, but I must say that, you know, the tension here, Eddie, you can just feel it. Some of those players out there that are a little bit excited.
Here's Ryan Atkins now for the Warrington Wolves. 7 minutes gone. We await the first points of this match. And Louis Anderson will drive it forward for Warrington and will get a penalty for a ball steal. Matt Orford picked out by Steve Ganson, the referee tonight.
Well, was it?
Pulling for a chicken wing tackle.
I'm going to say it's a chicken wing tackle, that's right. Not the ball is safely in the hands. Either way, oh, they've knocked on from the tap. Well, we said there were nerves out there, Eddie, and it's not surprising. There's so much expected from this Warrington outfit. They've been in top form. Carvel took his eyes off the football.
Gareth Carvel, he began the season in style. Got his 30th career try in the game against Harlequins. That's a drive forward from defence by Whitehead. And here is Andy Lynch again, going straight at Chris Bridge, getting Bradford over halfway on the second tackle.
Both sides are very quick in defence, as you can see. It's virtually turning into one-out football all the time. The energy levels surely will start to dip.
Lestrange to Orford, pops it up to Menzies. Menzies trying to go inside Ben Harrison. Plenty of reinforcements there to bring him down. Louis Anderson, Gareth Carvel. Here's now Nick Scruton again. And that's the last tackle for Bradford, but it's a penalty given away because Westwood lifted the arm.
You've locked his arm up and you're using him as a lever.
Well, a chicken wing attempt again, and that's good refereeing. Ganson has made it quite clear you're not going to mess around with him. And not surprisingly, the Bulls say, we'll take the 2 on offer. He's confused, but I think it was quite clear to all you viewers out there that the shoulder and the arm was being put in a difficult position.
Here, Matt. From here, Matt.
Difficult, that one, Steve-O, because if you look at it, if he doesn't use that arm, he probably falls and slides off that tackle. So it's so hard to resist the temptation to grab onto that, especially when the arm's offered in that position.
Yeah, I'm the same when I see a tray of chicken wings. I'm afraid I'm straight into them. I don't mess around.
You could never guess looking at you.
Yeah, that's for sure. Take the skin off first, of course.
Please.
Matt Orford then with the opportunity to score the first points of the match here as a result of that penalty, but he's hit it the wrong side and it's hit the post, and there's a chance now, and Ben Harrison was the first to react. He tried to drift that over the top of the bar, it hit the post, and Harrison, good job he reacted quickly there.
Well, the Bradford fans were cheering. They could see how it was curling. And Harrison came to the rescue. Nice play.
Ryan Atkins down the wing for Warrington. Almost dragged into touch, pushed into touch by Ricky Sharif. Here goes Louis Anderson now, taking on Carney and Sharif.
Well, only 2 clean breaks, 1 from either side. That shows you how strong this defence is. We're well over the 11-minute mark. No side really has got into any sort of attacking shape.
Myler's kick right down the middle of the field, and will Halley have to... Now then, did Halley touch that? I think he did. The referee, I think, is just asking the video referee to check that out.
Well, it bounced back onto him.
He's touched that, but is he trying to get out of the way?
Where does he touch it, Eddie?
I know, well, we see. He doesn't touch it there. He hasn't touched it there. And open your legs, son. Open your legs.
He's not touched it, Eddie. He's not touched the ball.
Oh, it's hard to say, Phil.
I would say that's touched the thigh.
Has that touched his...
And he's certainly touched his feet.
No, according to be a tap.
Well, the thing is, he was trying to get out of the way.
He's not touched the ball. It's not touched him.
Your eyes are a lot better than mine, I must say. Well, the home crowd don't like it. That should be a penalty. You know, that's creeping in. I thought that you couldn't take them higher than the horizontal.
Andy Lynch. Tackled by Carvel, and he was pushing on the ground as well. Chris Bridge was there also. Oof, Morley went hunting, and good job that Glenn Hall got out of the way. Quick play the ball, Heath Lestrange.
Good play. That's really good work there by the hooker.
It's Carney on the floor underneath all of that.
That's a problem that you have. You see Warrington, especially Adrian Morley, coming out of the line so quickly. If you can have a little jink from dummy half, there'll be a gap there.
This is the last tackle for Bradford. The ball will go up off the boot of Matt Orford. And Riley is after that. Oh, brilliantly palmed down. And great play, Scruton. Scruton's held up, though.
Can't get it down. Wonderful work. I think it was it King? Yeah, tremendous stuff from the big fella. Halley knocks it back on the inside. Scruton said, I'll score. King says, you've got no chance. This is amazing stuff. Ben Harrison came, helped the big fella out. He's in top form.
It's the turnover. No score in Perpignan either, where they had volunteers clearing the pitch of a foot and a half of snow earlier this week to make sure that that game went ahead. How on earth do you get snow in the south of France, even with this Arctic winter that we've had? Brian, you're the international traveller on this team. Are you in the Met office as well, by any chance?
I suppose the same way you get snow over here. When it's
Riley, great run from Chris Riley, pulled down from behind by Paul Sykes.
Good job as well. He had support, did Riley. Great effort, and out wide on the right.
It's Bridge.
They went for the power play.
Okay.
And not a bad option, really, because you can see how much they put them in. Oh, that's a shocker! What on earth was happening there? Andy Lynch is furious. You don't throw a ball like that when you've just received possession. What on earth was happening there? In your own quarter, it's up the jumper. He's furious and every right to be. Okay, he should have perhaps paid more attention, but
it's Matt Orford of all people.
I just cannot believe you do that.
Opportunity then for Warrington. Scrum feed 10 metres from the opposition line. Here is Chris Bridge. Of course, Chris Bridge, he was once upon a time with the Bradford Bulls, and he has tormented them in the past. Carvel on the charge. Dumps the ball down to Monaghan. Monaghan through Orford's tackle. Lynch is there, Lestrange is there. Dave Halley was there, was he? Myler waits at dummy half. Monaghan thought he might have been injured then for a moment. This is Griggs. Now it is Hicks on to Atkins. And Atkins, they've got him over the line, have they? Well, he's down now, but wasn't it a second effort? It was. Second push on Atkins.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. You can't hold the ball, beating, pushing him out. Sykes and Sharif thought they'd got him, and they had one little push and one little tug. That's a penalty. They'll tap this. They won't be bothering with a two. Well, Steve McNamara, the Bulls coach, will be wondering what on earth was going through the mind of Matt Orford throwing that pass.
Yes, he's brought all this pressure on his team's try line, and this is Gareth Carvel. Monaghan, here is Myler. Pops it up to Westwood, who runs it straight.
Got to utilise the dummy runner out wide. Will they go left? It looks like it.
Monaghan. And that's to Carvel. That's good defence.
Great tackle from Menzies, right low round the ankles.
Monaghan again. Here is Myler. Myler gives it to Bridge. And well done, Reardon. Oh. Myler again. Monaghan. Good ball. Griggs cannot get through. The defence is standing firm so far. Last one. Westwood. Still they stand firm. Tremendous Bradford defence there.
That'll be the turnover. That's the second occasion they've gone for broke and come up with nothing.
What a great play by Stuart Reardon here on the left wing. Had to come in and close it down. Ball and all tackle. Great stuff from the winger.
Release! Hold, go!
Here goes Reardon again. 2 years here at Warrington. Back for a second time at the Bradford Bulls. That's a good hit. Let's say Ben Harrison, one of the brightest young forwards knocking round in the Super League, wearing 13 for the Warrington Wolves tonight. There he is again involved in the tackling with Gareth Carvel and Chris Hicks. Lestrange. Orford. Better pass this time to his captain. Lynch, though, has to take the last tackle. Only made 31 metres forward. The kick here from Sykes, who wasn't the best pass, and that's a slice kick. Oh, he just gets away with that.
Only just bounces in. Well, talk about putting a man under pressure. He did ever so well, didn't he? Paul Sykes, look at that. Anderson, Louis that is, throwing the body at him.
What was noticeable about that, Steve-o, was Matt Orford was trying to set up for the kick on the last. Nobody got into dummy half. Forced Matt Orford to run in, throw a bad ball to Paul Sykes, not known as a kicker on the last tackle. So there's not a lot of organisation, and you would say that Orford as a half hasn't settled into this game yet.
Catalan Dragons hit the front against the Castleford Tigers.
You know what was impressive about Bradford last week? Matt Orford had a terrible first half and yet had the composure to recover and play well in the second half to such an extent that he was inspirational in their victory. That's what good players do. Even then, when things are going against them, Eddie, they don't lose their head, they don't retreat within the shell and avoid contact with the ball. They just work on through it, and Matt Orford did that well last week.
Yes, he got the Man of the Match award, didn't he? Here is Ben Harrison. Matt Orford. He actually got 2 tries and 3 goals in that comeback win last week. Last one here for Warrington.
They've got to opt for a kick now. They've been denied on 2 power plays, and here it comes.
Crossfield kick from Riley, and he was tackled in the air then, Reardon. Well, I thought he was.
Well, it appeared that way. They're making an attempt to the official. Well, he's well off the ground there, and I'm afraid that really should have been a penalty. Hicks has taken him out in mid-air. It looks quite clear. Come on, Judge. He should have been dear me.
He's right there, isn't he?
Well, you know what, that annoys me. Steve Ganson's just said that either him or the touch judge has told him that his feet are back in the ground. They're clearly not. Nobody has seen Stuart Reardon's feet land on the ground when he's been hit in the air.
Grix anyway to Riley for Warrington, who will not be complaining. Bradford might be if.
Well, this is 4 on the trot that Warrington have had.
This is Louis Anderson.
4 different sets, and Bradford is still hanging on.
Monaghan at dummy half. Fires it to Grix again. He'll slip the kick over the top, looking, and that's another one that was caught in the air, wasn't it? There's a goal line dropout coming up. Well, wasn't Sharif in the air as well? He is furious.
He is furious, and he's every right to be furious, Eddie.
Well, do you know the referee checked earlier on a restart about whether the ball hit Halley's legs? He has the chance on restarts to double check this again.
But it's quite clear, Phil, it's not a 50-50.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm saying he had the chance to check when the ball bounced and hit Halley's legs and went over. He has the chance to check this again, Eddie, and he hasn't done on 2 occasions.
I agree with you, 100%. I don't know how you need to check it. We're 50 metres away, we can see it.
Well, the annoying thing is that a touch judge has said he saw Reardon's feet on the ground. They weren't. They were in the air.
Nowhere near. I mean, he was that close, he could have taken his braces off.
Speed it up. Tell him speed it up.
And not surprisingly, the captain of the Bradford Bulls.
He's just been told to speed up the goal line dropout, that's all he said. Drop out to halfway, Milers underneath it. Morley will take it forward for the Wolves. Here they come again.
Good run. That shows a determination, but full credit to this Bulls outfit. Their defence is so solid.
Carvel. You'd have to wonder, knock on. I was going to say you have to wonder when all this pressure will tell, but when you knock on tackle number 2.
Got a little bit excited, didn't he, there? Michael Monaghan, just a little one. Wasn't the best play of the ball either. Bouncing all over, that could have been deemed it was for the bad play of the ball, not the knock on. My apologies to Michael Monaghan.
I think Mr. Menzies has come up with a little touch there on that ball.
Okay, you go.
Well, 0-0, 21 minutes gone. Who'd have thought that? Two sides who've been scoring for fun here last weekend, particularly for Bradford in the second half, and Warrington only the joint leading try scorers in Super League after the first 5 rounds, and only Wigan, with 10 conceded before last night, had chipped in fewer than them in defence in the first 5 rounds. So,
but it's an enjoyable game,
Eddie.
Every single second I've thought it's fantastic. You know, it's rough, it's tough, it's hard. There's some great tackling, great defence. All right, not so much skill. Maybe that's down to the factor because they're getting into each other's face. Look at that. If you're stringing 2 passes together, you can get excited.
Last tackle here.
Chip over the top. There's no one over that little dummy area.
Orford hoists it high. Riley comes across. Ooh, that lad knew he'd lost that. His arms came out and he just wasn't anywhere near it, was he?
Yeah.
In at full back tonight, Richard Mathers. Is he fit or is he dropped? That's the question, and nobody knows.
I bet Mr. Riley would like to know on that one. That wasn't the best, was it? And won't that put the writing on the wall? Give a clear message to Steve McNamara. His name is Riley, and we will send more up into the air for him after this one.
Well, definitely a ball he should have taken, Steve. But credit to Matt Orford for getting that kick away under tremendous pressure. Last tackle is a big effort from Warrington to get out of Matt Orford, but on that occasion he got a great kick away and got a good result.
Now then, Bradford, will they do a set pattern move or will they just drive to one side?
This is a glorious opportunity for them. Carney's nearly there. Sykes in the dummy half quickly. Back it comes to Menzies. Menzies goes one way then the other, and Morley gets to him eventually with help from Paul Wood and Ben Harrison. Heath Lestrange, here's Orford. That then is to Nero. Look how close Bradford are. Big test of this Warrington defence here. And he's come up with the try.
I think he's got it
Lynch,
down.
I think, the skipper.
It is, it's Lynch gone underneath them all. But has Westwood had the strength to stop him? Westwood gets the body to it. I think he's got that down. There's a little bit of white, but is it on the white washout over? There's the ball, and there is the try. It's on the whitewash. That'll do. Lynch will be given this. Well, all that pressure they soaked up in the balls, and they've come up the other end of the field, and that surely is a TRY with a 4-point.
Well, Chris Riley came up with the error, and Bradford have capitalised, have they? Yes, they have. Bradford Bulls lead here at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. Looks like there's a contact lens required for the Bradford captain. Well, if he took that ball with only one contact lens in his eye, he did really well.
Well, the mistake, wasn't it, by Chris Riley? Set them up well from the scrum. Kearney had one try, but then look at the ball back on the inside. It's a brilliant effort. And I think what we should just pay credit to here is at the other end of the field, Bradford had two decisions that went against them, when perhaps on both occasions there could have been penalties. Their player caught in the air. They didn't lose the concentration, they never lost the focus, and in fact they proceeded downfield and scored the first try.
Yes, and it's a captain's knock from Andy Lynch. He really has led by example this year so far. Not missed a game for 12 months. Now then, can Matt Orford find the direction this time to add the extras? Again trying to drive it and draw it over the top of the bar. Second miss from Orford, but 4-0 to Bradford. First points of the match.
It could prove costly, those two kicks as well. First a penalty, then the conversion. Andy Lynch, he will be very pleased. Remember, he came up with that error. It really should not have been a pass from Matt Orford. They were only 2 metres from their own line. He was furious. He'll feel a lot better with that, but I just get a funny feeling that Steve McNamara will be thinking those two missed opportunities to add an extra 4 points have gone begging. It could come back later to bite them in the bottom.
And the thing is that over the past decade or so, with Paul Deacon in their ranks, Bradford have never, ever had to worry about goal-kicking problems, because Deacon used to kick them for fun. Coming up to 25 minutes on the watch, though. First blood to the Bradford Bulls here. And here is Heath Lestrange again. Gives it to Scruton on his inside. Lost to Warrington at Odsal last year, 58-22. That was last April. It was the game, really, that turned Warrington's season around. Smith's 8th game in charge after succeeding James Lowes as the coach here. That's another difficult... Heath Lestrange, they are causing chaos for Warrington with these kicks through.
Chip over the top. Not a cheap chip, but a chip. It was a beautiful play. And that is the one thing that you've got to do, is if they're just not aware, and I'm afraid Matt King wasn't.
And if it does come out,
and I get the impression that Tony Smith has had to send a message out to Matt King, when it comes to the late in the tackle count, go back and help Chris Riley.
No, I think, well, I know what you're saying here. He is back there, Steve-O, but if you watch, they are playing with two full backs for the last few games of this season. What it means is that it's very hard for the Bradford kickers to find the ground. So what you saw is a little short kick like that from Lestrange to try and find, and it makes Matt King come up then. But just keep an eye out. They are playing with two full backs there. It makes it difficult for the Bradford kickers.
Whitehead just doing a bit of extra work on the ground, and referee Steve Ganson not happy with that. Penalty to Warrington. Myler infield to Monaghan. Here goes Paul Wood again, and he gets them to halfway on the first.
I wouldn't say that Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, would be too worried about it all. It's only 4 points in it, but the one thing that he perhaps will be wondering is that they've had so much possession, and for a period in this first half where they were just hammering the Bradford line, but have come up with no points at all.
Here's Wood again, trying to go up the middle, and he looked over his shoulder and thinking about the offload. No one to pass to. Myler.
Much better progress.
Monaghan. And Grix, wide they go to Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson almost through the hole. Sykes held on to him with Carney. He was asking for the penalty then, didn't come. Grix again, slides the kick in.
Too strong.
Is it
only
just?
Only just. It's amazing, if you just pile drive the ball into the ground, it can go anywhere. But again, Their discipline, the Bradford Bulls tonight, is quite superb. They shepherded well, didn't they? Nero knew exactly what he was doing.
Surrender.
This is Stuart Reardon.
Stand. Turn.
Sharif. Ooh, what a hit by Anderson. Here's the try scorer, Lynch. He's lost it. Knock on. Well, I know that everybody out there enjoys the Super League on a Friday and a Saturday on Sky Sports. These players, of course, all began their careers somewhere down the line, probably in junior football, and we often talk a lot on Sky Sports about the men and women who gave so freely of their time to encourage youngsters to play this great game. There's one of them tonight, Michelle Wood. She's celebrating her 40th birthday today at Slowett Saracens Rugby Club in Huddersfield. She's an avid watcher of Sky Sports, and happy birthday, Michelle, from all of us here on the team.
First. Move. Go.
It's Warrington in possession here with Louis Anderson.
Turn. Move.
A little bit more inventive play needed from the Wolves.
Monaghan. Now Myler. Here comes Riley.
Side. Move. Hold.
Bridge. Dummy half. Miley again. They've coped with Adrian Morley's threat so far, have the Bradford defence.
They've coped with them all so far, Eddie. It's been outstanding.
This is Griggs. Gone
Almost
without
lost
it.
Play on, it went backwards.
Oh, and he's wiped the tackle count down as well as Steve Ganson. That's a big call.
Boy, the pressure.
Griggs again.
How long can they last? That's a big question in everybody's mind at the moment.
And they've got a bigger problem because Solomona and Haim are about to go onto the field.
So David Solomona is on. He was quoted in one of the newspapers this morning as saying it still hurts and it still rankles with him that he was taken away from Bradford. Or rather, Bradford showed him the door, even though he's very happily settled at Warrington now. Here is a penalty because there's feet in the ruck.
Yeah, Menzies never made any attempt to roll away. That's what it states in the law. Failed to do it.
Myler here now. Good hit by Whitehead.
Was it ever? Right across the chest.
There's Mickey Hyam. And he finds Griggs. Good tackle by Menzies, but again a penalty against Bradford. It's mounting against them. That's the 6th penalty that Warrington have received, and the referee wants a word with the skipper, Andy Lynch.
Players used to run out. We've had several incidents now. Players offside, delaying restarts and trying to slow the game down. Any more, mate, will take action.
They're on a warning, Bradford. He hasn't been happy the way that Bradford have been playing, or the pace that Bradford have been playing this game. They're trying to slow it down and to play the ball as well.
Well, I'm not so sure about the delaying tactics. Isn't he? All he's got to do is shout, you know, time off.
Griggs. Oh! He's almost grounded in his in-goal area by Ricky Sharif, which would have been fine, but there was danger here for a moment because King was hunting.
You know, the worrying thing here, Eddie, is Bradford have defended well and they've managed to keep Warrington out so far, but it's where they're having to make these tackles. They've made 105 tackles, maybe 2 sets more of tackles than Warrington. However, they've had to do them all on their own line, which takes way more out of your tank than having to defend around the middle of the park, mentally and physically.
Well, you talk about the mental attitude. It'll also maybe going through some of the Warrington's players are saying, well, what on earth do we have to do? We've had so many opportunities, good field position, everything that you need to score. You still got that zilch.
Lynch. Tackled by Solomona. There's Godwin at dummy half. He gives it to Orford. Just if you can, in a moment, just have a look at Wayne Godwin. After we've had a look at this, he's got a completely brand new look about him today. He had his head shaved for Jamie Langley's testimonial fund. He's behind Chris. There he is.
It's smart. What's up with it?
The bad head.
It's not the best.
It's smart.
He raised quite a few pounds for Langley's testimonial, from all accounts. It was supposed. I mean, I don't know much about this. You might, Brian. It was supposed to be a number 2 or a number 3, and apparently they all got at him and they just ripped his hair to shreds.
That's the man beside you.
Oh, this is natural. Hyam, that's a tremendous run. He has Myler. The dam has broken. Myler over under the sticks, created by Mickey Hyam.
I beg to differ. I think that was created by Adrian Warley. I think his run was absolutely amazing. Warrington needed a lift. They needed something to punch a hole, and he did it.
Richard Myler. That's the 50th try of his career. He came here on a 4-year deal from Salford. He missed Crusaders last week. Back with a bang tonight.
This is the big run from Morley that Phil Clark has indicated that set it up. But watch this now, the run from Mickey Hyam. That's the reason why Tony Smith gets big money to be a top coach. He brought him on to change the game, and he has. They were getting nowhere until this guy. Let's move. Godwin missed him. Beautiful support. And Myler puts the Wolves back into the game.
And a few seconds ago, Chris Bridge from bang in front adds the extras. And Warrington lead by 6 points to 4. Well, let's, Phil, say it was a great double act. A wonderful run from Morley, first of all, and a cracking little run from dummy half by Mickey Hyam.
Well, it's a nice weapon that Tony Smith has in his armoury, doesn't it? To introduce David Solomona and Mickey Hyam on about 30 minutes, just at the period when your opponents tend to be fatiguing, both physically and mentally. The final 10 minutes of both the first half and the second half are crucial times. And if you want to get to the grand final, you need to be very good in those 10-minute blocks.
Whoa! King takes that on the fly. Playing with a stiff breeze at their backs, Warrington, in this
What a great take.
first half. That ball hung forever. Catalan lead Castleford 10-0.
That would not have been out of place in Australian rules, would it? The big fella, Matt King, who really has responded this season. Oh, there looks to be a problem with Myler. I think somebody stood on him. Might have been one of his own players, actually. He's in trouble in back play.
Solomona gives it to Riley. Riley gives it wide.
That was
Oh.
forward anyway. Golden opportunity, but the pass was forward. There's Myler receiving treatment. I think it was one of his own players that actually stamped on his foot.
I was on there, Steve-O, you're right. Warrington had a chance there. If that ball had stayed in their hands, they had a real chance. They're causing all sorts of problems now to a tired defence, and this is when Bradford might be looking for this clock to come closer to 40, and that's a dangerous thing for a team to do.
Well, you suspect that Bradford would be quite happy to get in a good field position. Oh, and he's got them on from offside.
Offside at the scrum, Warrington.
Now they'll calm it down. They really want to finish this first half way down in Warrington's red zone. Now, will Sykes make sure that this goes out? There's been a problem in the past for Bradford. Not finding touch, but that's okay.
Not much length on the kick, but the important thing is it did find touch, so they'll come from 40 metres out with Glenn Hall. Godwin's there, the dummy half. Here is Carney, and he gives it to big Craig Kopjak. Bradford looking to respond to that Myler try. 6-4 they trail. Carney gets the pass away to Menzies. Good tackle by Atkins, that.
Ready.
Quick play the ball, though, by Menzies. Here is Sharif. And still Sharif. He got away from Solomona. It's all flat. Now he'll straighten it up. But he made about 60 metres then, but across field.
He was looking for someone to come back on a different angle. It might have been there with the way that David Solomona went high. Oh, they got away with it.
It flicked back off a player into the arms of Carney. It's the last one here for Bradford. Godwin will give it to Orford. He'll fire it wide to Sykes. Was that touched by Matt King? It was. Back to one, he says. Ball's in touch over on that far side.
It'll be head and feet to Bradford. It was a neat little opportunity there on the blind side. Steve Menzies, it came off King, just touched it.
Problem here for King as well. He didn't get up from that would-be tackle, and Riley was forced over the line by Menzies.
Well, Bradford put a great deal of focus and emphasis in the off-season into getting physically fitter, running more, lifting less weights but running more, and I think that what they've tried to convince themselves is that they are a fitter side. This will be a great test of them here now. Can they finish strongly and put their opponents under even more pressure?
Crucial period of the match for both sides this. Warrington with so much pressure, Bradford have soaked it up. Can they hit them with the sucker punch just before half-time? Carney was hit high by Solomona. They might be tempted. Might they be tempted?
I think I've taken... No, they've gone for broke. Oh, and he brought them back. He said he hadn't blown the whistle. Now he can go it. They're going for broke. They don't want the two. Remember, they've had very little possession over the last 20 minutes of this first half of the Bulls.
Here's Godwin, he's going on his own, pops the ball up to Kopjak, and Warrington keep him out underneath their own posts, but only just. Kopjak struggles to his feet, Godwin fires the pass to Orford. Orford looks for the runner, he was there, and it's a try for Paul Sykes. Bradford hit back right on the stroke of half-time. They're showing character here. They have soaked up so much pressure from Warrington, and Steve McNamara would be rightly proud of the first half performance from the Bradford Bulls. Sykes with the try, his 70th appearance in 2 spells for Bradford, and he's inching towards 1,000 career points. But Paul Sykes, importantly, nudges Bradford ahead right on the stroke of half-time.
It's an old saying, but you've got to take your opportunities. That was a high shot on Carney from Solomona. I thought they would probably settle things down, go for the two, but no, they didn't want it. Orford back on the inside. Sykes leans over. That was good work. It's always very dangerous for any player to twist in the tackle and then to risk a shoulder injury to do something like that. And Sykes says, I'm good enough and tough enough. Control all the way down.
Well, Matt Orford's missed with 2, so Paul Sykes gets the chance to add the extras to his own try. First kicks, or first possible goal kick of the year for Paul Sykes. Got a drop goal against Salford. It sealed the win. And he got a drop goal for Harlequins against Warrington back in 2007, this fellow. Can he improve his own 4-pointer? No, he can't. They have a problem with goal kicking, Bradford. Orford's been off target, Sykes off target. As I say, for 10 years it was like a metronome, the boot of Paul Deacon, and that's 6 points that's gone begging tonight.
You're so right, Eddie. 6 vital points as well. They know what this Warrington outfit are capable of. They've got so much attacking skill.
Steve McNamara, the Bradford coach, is an ex-goal kicker of some merit himself. Wonder if he'll be tempted to have his players out in the training paddock for a couple of extra hours this week to practice the goal kicking, because they haven't needed to have, as I say, for 10 years with Deacon.
You're right there, but that really should have been an easy conversion for Sykes. I mean, the other 2 for Orford, they weren't all that difficult either, but Steve McNamara will be quite happy with the way things have gone to go in at half-time with a lead. Well, should that be that way with only seconds remaining? The way that they have defended, and Brian Carney comes up with a very, very moot point in regards to how much effort and energy has it taken out of them.
Well, they're running well. Oh, that's a lovely chip through, and that's hacked forward by Halley. It's picked up by Riley. He comes to the rescue. They'll get one play the ball here, will they, Warrington? Yes, they will. And they're going to try and run it wide. The hoot has sounded. Here goes Ryan Atkins. It's a kick and hope now. The chase is on. Halley gets to it, and that will do for the first half. Terrific entertainment, though. Nothing to choose between the two sides. Bradford hold the lead at half-time. They've held it from the 24th minute up to the 33rd minute when Myler went in for the try. Andy Lynch with the try for the Bulls, 4-0. Myler try, Bridge converted, 6-4. And Sykes with the try, 8-6. But 3 kicks have gone begging for the Bradford Bulls. Will they be very expensive? Well, there's one of the supermen of Super League, Adrian Morley. He won a grand final in a brief stint with the Bradford Bulls, becoming in that year the only man to win grand finals on both sides of the world with English heritage. And he's got his sights set on the grand final 2010 with this Warrington Wolves side that he leads from the front. But of more importance, it is now a question of getting his men back into this match, because they're trailing 8-6, started this second half.
Well, I must say I was looking at the shots that we had at the half-time in the inside there, and Tony Smith was...
Oh, what a pass!
Oh,
Here's
beautiful.
Carney has got two men ahead of him. Oh, he should have given it. Maybe there was no one there to give it to be fair.
No, they were slow. Second phase, didn't realise he'd made through.
It was a beautiful slip pass and a great run from Carney. Here is Orford. There's two men out here going to take on the winger. It comes back and it's flicked over the dead ball line. Well, Griggs was
could have gone anywhere
on the deck then.
We did see the advantage before this kick when Carney made the break of having two fullbacks. As it flicked off him, Sykes kicked it over the sideline.
He's given head and feet here to Bradford.
Well, I don't know how, but...
the first knock-on, perhaps, from King. Is that what he's...
he must have.
His interpretation is?
I thought he was knocked back by the Bradford player. Either way,
he touched his hand, and he said it had been touched by a Warrington player.
Well, there was a couple that went away against the Bulls in the first half, and that's not a bad little inside move, but Morley read it well.
That's Sykes who got the try right on the stroke of half-time. There's Wayne Godwin at dummy half. And he pops it up here for Glenn Hall, the last-minute hero for Bradford last week against the Wigan Warriors. Godwin again, fires the pass to Carney. Carney then gives it to Halley. Oof! Solomona shot out of the line. There's no way that Dave Halley was getting through there. This is Godwin again going on his own. It's Solomona once more with the tackling. Helped out by Bridge, helped out by Westwood. The ball comes back to Carney. Here is Orford. Now it's Menzies. And Menzies, that's off the chest. Is it of King? No, it's off the hands of King. Head and feet again to Bradford.
well, Orford
yes, it was off his hands.
Yeah, Orford had a little bit of a smile towards the big fella Matt King and said, boy, that was close, wasn't it? Not the best pass from Steve Menzies. The point I was making is that Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, was pretty animated, especially late, just before they started to come out for the second half. He's not too impressed with a few of the things. He knows that he's under a lot of pressure.
Always has a smile on his face, though, even when they lost in the last minute to Wigan, he was smiling. Tony Smith congratulated each and every player who came off the field that night, and so he should have done.
Yep, both sides played exceptionally well. It was a great game of rugby league, one of the best I've seen for quite some time. This is no slouch.
I was going to say, it's not bad. This is Sykes. Back it comes to Orford. Orford looking to find a way through, clawed to the ground. Godwin. Oh, went without it. Glenn Hall. No, it wasn't. Craig Kopjak.
Yeah, it was a knock-on.
Well, Warrington survived the siege on their line at the start of this second half.
Yeah, just tried to take a step back on the inside, Kopjak, and not too impressed.
He was a sub last week, Craig Kopjak. His last start was here, by the way, last April. Now he's the Bradford Bulls super sub. This is Chris Hicks for Warrington.
Not many opportunities by Warrington in that first half to find clean breaks, and you've got to admit, Eddie, that they're just not the same side without Lee Breers. He's such an integral part of their attacking cog in all the wheels that are keeping motion. But I must say, maybe Tony Smith's got to start looking at the fact that maybe using Michael Monaghan as a link with Richard Myler to put them as stand-off and scrum half.
You make a good point, Steve. With Lee Breers on the field, he takes a lot of the organisational responsibility. When he's not there, a lot of it falls on young Richie Myler's shoulders. There he is. He's a great man to learn off.
Louis Anderson to the halfway line. Last tackle for Warrington here. Hyam. And Griggs, that's a decent kick. That's going to make Halley bring it back. That was off his knee. Warrington fans thought it was a knock-on. Here is Sharif.
Good kick and a great chase by the big fella, Matt King. Bobbling all over the place. Listen to the crowd here. They're trying to lift their charges, and rightly so.
Well, at the moment, Wigan sit pretty at the top of the table with a 2-point lead, and Warrington trying desperately to get up there with them, also on 10 points. At the moment, it is Bradford Bulls who lead this match, and that's a great run from Godwin.
Well, he tried not once, but twice to try to pinch the penalty.
Sykes with the kick, right down the middle, finds the ground, but only also finds Riley, who gives it to Hicks. That's Griggs, and here is Riley again.
Again, pretty solid defence from Bradford. They're moving very quickly out wide on the angle. Look at that. Very difficult. Nearly the half break there from Westwood. Quick play the ball. They should get away with it.
He's offside. He's not. First it would be tackle was.
I think he's allowing the advantage. It's Steve Ganson.
Here's Paul Wood.
Now then, will they opt for the high bomb?
Up it goes, off the boot of Simon Griggs. Claimed by Ricky Sharif. Do you think that Warrington need to change their tactics, Phil? Because it seems to be drive up the middle at the moment.
I think in time, Eddie, they're going to score another try at least in this second half. I mean, Richie Myler really is such a classy player. Sometimes he might have an involvement for 10 or 50 minutes, which might not please his coach, but he can come up with a try when it's really needed. And I think that Warrington at times, you know, they'll penetrate and punch through. They maybe just need to be patient and perhaps put more effort into the defence than their attack to see if that can turn into rewards.
I think, Eddie, sorry to interrupt, but I think just to back up Phil's point, I think you might see a bit more direction come when Michael Monaghan gets back on the field to finish this game.
Sykes with the kick downfield again. The one thing we all ought to really remember about Richie Myler, although obviously a big money signing and a crucial signing for Warrington, the lad's only 19. I know he's the England scrum half, but he's 19. Here he is.
Still got a lot to learn, but he is a quality player.
Yes.
You don't play for your country for nothing. He is all skill and can produce something different, and it probably will come probably later in this game.
Are they just trying to take the juice out of the Bradford defence, do you think, with these drives up the middle by the big men?
Well, they're getting to play the ball a lot quicker than what they did in the first half, and that's good play.
This is Griggs again. Sykes with the tackle, last one for Warrington. Louis Anderson is there. Here is Myler. He'll hoist the kick wide, looking for Chris Hicks on that far side. He finds Bridge. That's a great flick out from Bridge. Westwood stabs the kick in, and Bridge is after this, and they just palm it dead. Stuart Reardon to the rescue for Bradford. That was good play from Ben Westwood.
Certainly was. Got out of the tackle, didn't panic. I don't know how he got that kick in, because his other foot was being held. Just got the balance.
A kick that any halfback would have been proud of. He's an unsung member of the Warrington side, isn't he, Ben Westwood?
Everybody will have to hear about that all week. Don't worry about that. No, he's a tremendous player. Really, a really good all-round rugby league player.
Pretty smart work from Stuart Reardon as well. Not the best kick off that, but they've got the numbers there.
It's a great chase, actually. It was a very scratchy dropout from Sykes.
Well, I'm waiting for the Wolves now to do a couple of drives and then at least put up a solid move, even something on a run around, or even just a dummy runner coming on the angle, trying to confuse this solid Bulls defence.
This is Myler. Here is Solomona. Loop pass, good hands from forward. He says he's forward, and Bridges hit the deck.
Oh, it looks as though he's in a lot of pain as well. He flipped it on and then got the contact.
It was a collision with Stuart Reardon.
Okay, no problems.
Well, you'd have to say Reardon had committed himself, but it had already been deemed forward by Mr. Ganson. But that's what they've got to do. They've got the quality out wide of Warrington. Hicks, Atkins, Bridge, especially Matt King, who's in scintillating form, but not many opportunities tonight.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to the Bradford defence, isn't it?
Yeah. But the linking quality from Warrington tonight has not been anywhere near what was expected.
Menzies slipped and surrendered to that challenge. The ball's come out. Warrington have got it back. They were hunting the mistake.
Great defence.
Here's Wood now for Warrington. But again, it's up the middle.
Well, this is where the likes of Myler should be just thinking about something.
It's Atkins. It's King. Atkins again from dummy half. Driving to the line. Bradford hold him out. Hyam. Has he got over?
I don't know.
No, held up.
Is it Lynch? No, it looks like Scruton, I think, that's gone underneath. Lynch and Scruton, I think it was. Scruton, Lynch, they did a damn fine job. Scruton's huge body says you ain't going over, son.
And there's a couple of Bradford players on their haunches. They were injured in that. Sykes one of them. Godwin the other. Warrington attacked down the right-hand side, but Myler loses his footing. Last one for Warrington.
Who's going to step up to the plate for the kick?
Here goes Solomona. Fires it wide to King. Gets the pass away to Atkins. Wonderful. Wonderful hands from Matt King. Try awarded by Steve Ganson. Matt King, a one-handed pass to Ryan Atkins, who picks up his first try for the Warrington Wolves. It was like that ball ended up in a bucket and it was Matt King's hand and he just shoveled it on. Atkins had the easy task of walking in almost at the corner.
They went so close, didn't they? Atkins from there. And good work it was from Solomona. Mickey Hyam went so close yet again. Watch Solomona. They expected the kick. They hesitated. You could see Sykes, and they've done a smart switch, haven't they? King has come into the centre position. Atkins has gone out wide. Will change, and will it change the game? It sure will. Yep, you're the man.
Ryan Atkins, first try then for Warrington. The former Bradford man, he had just one appearance as a sub 5 years ago. Bridge to try and add the extras. Short, doesn't get there with the kick. 10-8. No team is running away with this one tonight.
See how you split the defence? That means that the winger's got to go in for King. As soon as he offloads it, Atkins.
Would you be critical, Brian, there of Ricky Sharif for coming in too soon?
I think he should have trusted Paul Sykes a bit more there. I know it's tempting to come in, but well, Matt King did what every good centre should do, suck the winger in, but I think Ricky Sharif will probably look back on that. If he has a chance again, I think he'd stay out.
Bradford have a habit at the moment of grinding out good away performances. Remember, their last away game was at Salford. They won 7-0. Castleford have hit the front in Perpignan. Here, Warrington have hit the front at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. And that is an awful mistake by Warrington. A wonderful kick-off that will force the goal line dropout.
You know, I get tired of saying how many times does this happen?
That could have sailed out on the full.
Do you know what, though? The frequency with which Paul Sykes does this, Eddie, means it's no fluke, and it's not just a side. He did it at Salford and got possession back. He's just done it again here, and a momentum-changing moment, perhaps, in this match.
Well, it certainly gives them possession, gives them breathing space as well. And I suppose when we reach the final quarter, we'll be just wondering, and Steve McNamara, the Bulls coach, will also be thinking about those 3 missed opportunities to get 2 points at a time. 2 conversions missed and a penalty.
Lestrange pops it up to Scruton. Here is Lestrange again at dummy half. 13 metres away from the Warrington line. Lynch, strength, gives it then to Menzies. Out the back door. Who has it? Orford. That's who. No,
he hasn't.
No, he's lost it. Warrington have got it back. Morley drives up again.
Well, not the best offload there from the experienced Steve Menzies when they're in a pretty good position. Remember, they made a boo-boo of it, didn't they? Warrington from the kickoff. Again, great running. The enthusiasm from Westwood. It just oozes it, doesn't it? Crowd going crackers about the fact that the official is not blowing them for offside.
Last tackle here for Warrington then.
Position, that's what they need.
Myler with the kick, flicked off the Bradford head. The ball finds its way to touch. The referee gives Warrington head and feed. Down to Bill.
Anyway, we saw Heath Lestrange back out there for the Bradford Bulls, replacing Wayne Godwin, who was down on his haunches just before that last Warrington try, and I think has got a whack right on the jaw. He's just been examined by the medical team, and there's blood coming from the mouth as well, so whether or not Godwin was due for a spell anyway, that injury seemed to have hastened it.
So a chance for Warrington to capitalise. Another set of 6 coming here. Grix takes them on himself. Riley, dummy half this time. It's Louis Anderson, big hit by Carney.
They play the ball a lot quicker now at Warrington. They're sensing they can take control of it, and they're giving it plenty of air.
This is Mickey Hyam. Now it's Grix. Grix trying to jink his way away from Menzies. Couldn't. Hyam gives it to Paul Wood. He'll drive it in again. Got the ball away, but only to Carney. Bradford survive another assault.
Oh, just at the moment when they're 2 points in front, and they've given away a silly penalty. Mickey Hyam messing around, and you can see that he should have released him straight away. And it's that Australian style, isn't it, where they do the tackle, they look at the official and say, can I let go of him now? It's too late. Ganson had the whistle in his mouth.
Do you know, the situations like that, I'm surprised Paul Sykes, he could actually place kick that to touch and maybe get longer. Perhaps he took a bit of time because I think they needed to get the breath back at the time.
Lestrange to Lynch. Cut down on the second tackle by this Warrington defence. They've won the last 2 games without Lee Breers. We mentioned him earlier on. That ball's come free. Who has it? Must be it.
It's Warrington, and again, it's the experienced Steve Menzies that's trying to offload in an impossible situation. If you were 6 or 8 points behind, I can understand it, but there's only 2 points between the sides.
It's Westwood. He rides one tackle, tries to ride the second, gets the ball away untidily to Bridge, who won't thank him for that. Hicks, and now here is Vinnie Anderson.
Nearly got through as well, and again that quick play of the ball.
Myler's kick to the in-goal area is gobbled up by Halley.
Great positioning by the fullback. He read it ever so well, knew what was coming.
Early in the tackle count, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, they got Bradford going backwards. They've coughed up ball after ball. Why kick that? There's a chance there to put more.
Bradford made a mistake. 16 apiece in the south of France. 10-8 here, tight as a drum tonight in the Engage Super League, both games.
All they had to do was hold on to the football. Scruton took his eyes off it. He had a little look at to see who was coming at him. It's a tail behind his leg and behind his head, should I say, but I'll tell you what, this could be the tail of the game. This could swing it.
Crowd underneath us urging Warrington on. Here is Grix, taking them on himself. Grix and carrying the ball one-handedly, which is risky business. Monaghan. Bradford know the threat that he poses from dummy half. Grix again. Morley. Myler. Vinnie Anderson skips away from one. Gives Bridge the pass. Bridge goes over the top of Carney. Can't get away from Sykes. Could have been a penalty. Referee's patience stands firm. Here's Monaghan again. He's grounded on the 4th. Vinnie Anderson once more. They've just lost their way.
They need to get a ball in the in-goal area. Monaghan for the dummy half, surely a little dribble through.
No, back it comes to Grix. There's the dribble through. Well picked up. Oh, that was round the neck, wasn't it, on Halley? Was that not round the neck by Ryan Atkins?
Well, Tony Smith will be happy with the pressure that they've applied there. They know they're going to get the ball back there. I'm with you.
No, it's his collar.
Shoulder, did well. Ganson had seen it, so had the officials.
Apologies to Ryan Atkins.
Yeah, right round the shoulder.
Wouldn't do a thing like that.
No, it's the unforced errors from Bradford and what be disappointing Steve McNamara the most. They're killing themselves. Two of them have come from the most experienced man on the field, bar none, Steve Menzies. You probably never see that again from Steve Menzies.
Ball finds itself to Myler, who gives it to Morley.
He's pinched it one-on-one.
He has. Brilliant by Lynch. I was just about to say, how much more do Bradford have in the energy department with all the pressure? Oh, that was high.
Well, what they need is a try. They know that. If they get the score, that'll get them through. It's amazing what the adrenaline can do, and Wood was lucky there. He had his second snap.
Halley to Scruton.
Now the magic of Carney and Orford.
There's Orford, there's Carney.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he, Carney? Inside pass, he's had quite a few opportunities, half breaks, a couple of free ones.
Not the best kick, that from Orford, gobbled up by Grix. And that's good work from Orford.
And you know, you get the feeling that these players out here, they are just loving every minute of it. This is rough, this is tough, but it's enjoyable to watch.
Castleford have hit the front in Perpignan against the Catalan Dragons. Hicks has had no opportunity tonight to add to the 2 tries he's got in his last 2 appearances. Crusaders against Catalan Dragons, Friday, 7:30, Sky Sports HD1, Sky Sports 1. Gareth Thomas debut, we believe. Here is Ryan Atkins. Gives it away to Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson, wide to Matt King. Matt King away from Sharif, and in the corner. This fellow at the moment can do no wrong. His 60th appearance for the club, in the best form of his Warrington life. 5 tries now in the last 3 games. He created the try for Atkins a few minutes ago, and he's just come up with the score himself. Matt King, who got a try in last year's big win against Bradford, and in the last home win against Bradford in 2008.
Well, this is the build-up to it. And did he lose it? Yes, he did.
It was pinched by Scruton.
Yeah, he said he'd lost it. And then the build-up. The Bradford players, they're claiming that the last pass here was forward. We'll have to wait and see. Anderson makes inroads back on the inside. No, that's okay. Look at the fend. His name says King. And here tonight, he's been crowned. Wonderful stuff. Anderson says anywhere, give me support. Watch the fend there, get away. And that should wrap it up. He's a hero this season, and midway through last season he was a hero.
Chris Bridge, goal kicking is a problem tonight. But the Warrington crowd encouraged by the fact that King has got over for his 5th try in 3 games, and they lead now 14-8. A little bit of a premature call, I think, to say the game's all over, old boy.
I would agree, yes, with 17 or so minutes to go. Steve McNamara said last week that comeback in the second half was a season-changing moment for his squad, and I don't doubt that it was. Here's another dangerous kick from Sykes. This time it's taken by King. We've seen such resilience in their defence tonight. Here we go, King through the gap.
King. Has he got any support? Atkins is with him. Atkins away from Sykes. Atkins, second try for Warrington, created by King, who is King of the Hill. Wonderful run from King, right from the kickoff. And he has support flooding in both sides. Chose Atkins. Atkins did the rest. Hasn't scored for Warrington till tonight. Like a Warrington Borough Council boss, they'd come in twos.
And who would have thought it? Eddie questioned my suggestion the game may be over, but this was very, very, very special. Warrington, that was not the best attempt. Look at that, keep it going, that's what he did. Atkins had the speed. Oh, it's lovely to see wingers do this and centres. They're combining. They've been switching outside, inside and out. This is sheer quality. This is back to his best international Australian green and gold best. Atkins in for his second. They've gone bananas here, and I've got to take a breath.
You better add, we've no oxygen up here. He's peaked too early, Steve-O, but this fella hasn't. Atkins, Bridge adds the extras this time. A purple patch for Warrington. They're on course to create history now. They have never won 5 from 6 at the start of the season before. But this fella's on fire.
Certainly is, and you've got to give credit to Tony Smith, the coach, as well. Because the vast improvement that you've seen in the second half has been the quick play the balls, the way that they've moved into it. They've mixed the field, the forwards have worked hard, but it's that quick play the ball running from dummy half that's absolutely ripped this Bradford Bulls apart. A rare smile on the face of Tony Smith. I think he knows, and he may agree with me, they should have this in the back.
12 points. Biggest lead of the night. Griggs. Quarter of an hour to go. They've had to, well, they've hammered and hammered and hammered at the Bradford defence. And with 15 minutes to go, will Bradford run out of puff? But I must say, the challenge is on Matt King near his own line. Steve McNamara won't want to see them too many times.
No, that's very, very disappointing. Some very poor defence after conceding a try, and I don't think they've given themselves any chance now to get back into this game.
Myler with the kick. Halley's after it. Warrington are after Halley.
Yeah, make no bones about it. Bradford won't throw in the towel, that is for sure. They know that 2 converted tries, okay, they could come away with something, but they've got the tails up now of the Wolves, and let's face it. They've been so aggressive in the second half. They had the opportunity, and as I say, they've suffered from the fact that some of their experienced players, Steve Menzies, 2 bad errors, a missed tackle there from Michael Warrington. Take nothing away from the way that Matt King used the sidestep to get through.
Here is Menzies again. Goes down. He's lost that ball.
He's lost it.
The ball's come free. It's a knock-on.
Yeah.
It was the sheer weight of numbers on Steve Menzies then. He's claiming, he's shaking his head, he's claiming that the ball was nicked. And how could you tell in all of that if he was telling the truth?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I think you'll find that Paul Wood was, had fingers lurking, let's put it that way. It's been a tough night for the experienced Steve Menzies. It's been a wonderful fight. I mean, when you think of the amount of possession and field position that the Wolves have had, they virtually control it for the last 15 minutes. But they've stepped up a gear. It's been incredible to watch.
Here comes Chris Hicks then for Warrington from that scrum feed.
Hold on there, hold. Go.
Monaghan and Vinnie Anderson. Some hairstyles out there in the Warrington jerseys tonight, aren't there? Ryan Atkins, this one from Vinnie Anderson. Matt King. Wood spinning. Couldn't get the pass away. Monaghan. Morley asked for that. Hit the ball at pace.
He's watched him all night, Andy Lynch, haven't he? There's been a battle royal between those 2, Lynch and Morley.
Monaghan goes through! And that does, I think, wrap it up for Warrington. He just glided through that defence then. It was a tired defence from Bradford, and Monaghan, the thinker. Michael Monaghan with the try. His 20th consecutive appearance. Scrum half against the Crusaders last week. Hooker again tonight. And that's his 3rd try of 2010.
He's been quite happy just to farm the ball away from the dummy half position. But again, the poor tackling from Michael Warrington has been picked up. Throws the dummy. You've got to fill the gap. They failed to do that. And Monaghan really has wrapped it up. He's had a fine match. As I say, he's controlled things there exceptionally well, but it's a tiring Bulls outfit, and they know it. Wolf is happy.
Yeah, he's delighted, isn't he?
They were somewhat concerned in the first half, but they have shown they weren't.
Bridge adds the extras, 26 points to 8. It's a little lopsided, the scoreline, but I think, Brian, now Warrington are capitalising on all that early work, all the pounding away at the Bradford line.
Well, I'll try and get this out. We had Andrew Johns over working at Warrington, and he described it. When you want to break into somebody's house and you pick the lock, you don't pick the lock, push the door open a little bit and then try and climb out the window. You bash the door down. That's what Warrington did. They started picking away at the middle, and they keep hammering away at the middle of Bradford's defence, and that opens up the door in the end.
But you know what? The last 2 tries have been conceded. You could probably blame Warrington really in defence. He's been a player who's only been on the field more recently, so it's not a fatigue factor, just poor tackle technique.
Well, to be fair, Phil is not noted for his strong defence, is he? He's good with ball in hand. He can score and make the gaps, but in this day and age of Super League, you've got to be able to do all the skills exceptionally well, otherwise you get caught out, and Warrington have caught him out.
10.5 minutes to go here. One thing we have learned in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so is that neighbours of Brian Carney do not leave your doors unlocked. Actually, Steve-O years and years ago said that it's quite a simple analogy. If you can't break into the house next door, break into the one next door to that, when he was talking about big and strong rugby players battering down at each other's defences.
You know what, just reflecting on the game, I think that what's going to disappoint Steve McNamara the most is the unforced errors and how they didn't really give themselves a chance to win this game with coughing up so much ball, and you're going to give that to a team like Warrington, you're going to suffer. So he'll be left scratching his head with 5 rounds in where his team stands.
Let's play on. It went backwards off the Warrington hand. The Monaghan pounces on it.
Well, to be fair, Wayne Godwin was just trying to get the ball away with support, but I'm afraid it's an extremely tired-looking outfit.
Ooh, big hit by Sykes on King.
Tipped him over as well, and he's hurt himself. King's hurt his wrist.
I think it might be a finger, actually. He had wrist problems, didn't he, when he first came over here a couple of years ago, Matt King.
And isn't it amazing that, you know, a couple of years when he first arrived, there was a section of the crowd here at Warrington who were saying, let's get a collection to pay his fare to go back home. Now he's the hero tonight, and he has been. He's been superb. He's in top form.
Myler drills the kick into the ground. Halley read it perfectly. Myler was following up, made the initial challenge. Westwood finished him off. This is Nero.
It's obvious the energy levels are very low now for the Bradford side.
They won't turn it in though, Bradford. And keep on going. They beat Wigan last week, something Warrington couldn't do 3 weeks ago. Do you know that was their 7th win in 8 home league meetings with Wigan in the weekly rounds? They've got a fantastic record against them, haven't they? The ball's come free, knock on. Bradford asking for 6 to go. Chris Nero asking for 6 to go. Steve Ganson saying head and feed Warrington. Oh, head and feed Bradford at the scrum.
Well, he's obviously had a little message in his ear, that's for sure.
Bradford ball, sorry, not
Where? Where?
Time off.
Look, don't know where he saw that, but anyway.
Waiting to me, touch judge.
Touch judge's call, he says.
Okay, Matt. Get your foot back. Get your foot down.
Dimes back on. Oh, that's an attempted charge down. Oh, that's going to come up here for Brett Carney. Play on, says the referee.
Well, he's deserved that because he's worked overtime as a standoff.
Zero tackle.
Brett Carney really has worked hard. If there's been one Bulls player out there that's created a lot of concern in the Warrington defence, it's been this fella.
Here's Glenn Hall, last week's heroics. 2 minutes to go in Perpignan, Castleford just ahead. Orford, Whitehead, cleaned out by Westwood.
Wonderful tackle. He's been everywhere as well, hasn't he, Westwood?
Orford, picked out of the air. It's Anderson. Warrington gets back though and brings him down.
Great work from Warrington, had to as well. They're not rushing it, are they?
Riley on halfway in the second. Wood.
Now then, will we see a run from Morley? I think he'll be eager for something. Here he gets it. Boy, he leads by example, this fella.
Myler and Solomona. Solomona tries to go through the gap. Still going, Solomona. Takes 3 to drag him down.
You could see Richard Myler saying, I want it, it's going to go high, it's going to go to the left.
Monaghan. Drop goal from Monaghan. He's kicked it, hasn't he? Yes, he has. 27 points to 8. Michael Monaghan, try 68th minute, drop goal just.
And you can see there was no pressure applied. They're out on their feet, this Bradford outfit. They really have had to work overtime. Another fine game from this man. He probes, he tests the defence all the way through every game he plays, this fella. Such a good rugby league football brain. No one got anywhere near him.
Try to understand the thinking behind that. Maybe he feels both teams need a rest. Maybe that's the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the thinking about that.
You know what's interesting we've seen in the last 2 nights on Sky, Eddie, is that in the second half, Wakefield won 25 points to 0. All the points scored by one team. When a side gets some momentum and confidence, it comes with them. This game now in the second half, 21 points to 0 to Warrington. Now, if they'd converted the 3 kicks, Bradford could potentially have gone in 14-6 up at half-time.
Warrington is trying everything here. Everything's coming off for them. Atkins. Griggs and Paul Wood. Goes down on the third. On halfway. Monaghan, here's Morley. It's Monaghan, and here's Griggs. Last one for Warrington. Inside the last 5 minutes. Vinnie Anderson to Monaghan. Up it goes off the boot. Sliced out wide. Bridges underneath it. Bridge down the line. Nobody chasing, only Dave Halley. But the 4 Warrington players are there to make sure he doesn't make any progress forward. They have something about them this year, don't they, Warrington? This has been a good and gutsy performance from them.
They played as a unit, they've shared the work, which has been very good, especially with the forwards, but that key factor, playing the ball a lot quicker, getting them on the back foot, getting over the advantage line, and then having the ability to link and get the ball out wide.
Well, it's the 3rd win in a row without Lee Breers. Other people said Warrington couldn't win without him in the team. Well, for the last 3 weeks, they proved that wrong.
40 clear.
Riley underneath the kick. Here's Matt King.
Fast. Move. Hold Bradford. Go. Well done, Andy.
This is Riley again.
Surrender.
Good work as well from the fullback. Just taking responsibility off the shoulders of the forwards, but they've been lining up. Brian, you must have been pleased with the fact that the way that the Warrington pack have really got over the advantage line in the second half.
Look, I think it's...
Hang on. Atkins jinking his way through the defence. Still going, Atkins. Couldn't get the pass away to Myler. Solomona. Griggs. finds Monaghan. They go wide with Bridge. Bridge drawing them to him, flicks the pass. Chris Hicks. Last tackle for Warrington. Another drop goal from Monaghan? Surely not. No, a chip to the in-goal area, looking for Matt King. He finds Matt King, who will get the try, I think, if he's grounded it.
Well, someone got underneath him, but it was a wonderful leap. Such a tall player, isn't he?
Yeah, we're looking.
With a hairstyle like that, it adds about 10 inches. He's onside. No doubt about that. And the boots of Monaghan. Has it produced another try? Look how King zones in, times it to perfection. Well, I think he looks onside as far as I'm concerned.
I think they're just checking Solomona at the moment, but yeah, I think he's onside.
Yeah.
Difficult this for Sharif. If you watch, like you say, where Matt King comes from, he goes from outside in.
Well, I don't think Solomona is within the 10 metres anyway.
No, I think we need to check the grounding. I think
if he is in front.
Well, first they go through a process of elimination. The first thing to check is offside.
I think Solomona's okay there. And even so, but I don't think Solomona, when the ball gets through, I think he's more than 10 metres away. Does he get it down?
Now this is, if he holds him off, that's a tremendous effort.
Well, like last night, we asked the question, is there anything that we're seeing here to deny King the try? And
yeah, he's got it down.
Yeah.
End of the ball, that'll do.
I'm with you. I think that's a try.
Well, if he's got this, it will be for the third game in a row that he has scored 2 tries.
There you can see it. The valiant effort by Ricky Sharif, but I think you'll find that Mr. King.
But surely it.
I think he's got it. Here, watch him spin, and the sheer body weight is sufficient.
I think it's got to be benefit of the doubt, if nothing else.
Oh, they'll give it.
Got to give it a try.
Is it the third week in a row he gets 2? Yes, it is. Well, he's in a rich vein of form. Matt King. Now, Glenn Hall shaved the tash, Brian. Do you think that Matt King will have the haircut when he stops scoring 2 tries?
Oh, I hope that's going nowhere. I love that. Like a bird's nest. No, he's been wonderful. And look, it's so difficult to stop here. It's a great kick from Michael Monaghan, but like Steve-O said, Matt King comes from outside in, and he's a big man, and it's something he practices a lot. Very, very difficult for Sharif to do much. As you say, valiant effort to try and hold him up, but difficult to do anything. Player on form for sure. Look, it's been patient. I think Tony Smith is going to be most pleased with how patient Warrington have been. Things weren't going their way in the first half.
They've gone their way in the second.
Yeah, they weren't going their way in the first half, but they had the patience to stick with it, and they didn't come away with it in the end. For Steve McNamara, he's got the goods. He's got the playing roster to do a lot better than this. I think he'll just be frustrated with the unforced errors, and Bradford will click. I do believe with the players they have, they will start to click, and they're going to put us some scores on some teams.
The fascinating thing about tonight is that Bradford couldn't score for the first half against Wigan. They haven't been able to score in the second half against Warrington. They did all the hard work. They built and established a little half-time lead, but it's Warrington who have come up with the goods in the second half.
But as we spoke about, they really gave them so much to do with the unforced errors that they've made in this game, and I think they'll acknowledge that in their video, and they'll come back and they'll work on it during the week and try and eliminate them for future games.
Well, he's not happy, Steve McNamara. He was our guest last night at Hull Kingston Rovers. 6 tries, is it, in the 5 tries in the second half for Warrington, and nothing to show for Bradford's second half effort. Here is Harrison, counting down to another victory. It's history for Warrington. They've never won 5 from their first 6 before. They have in 2010. It's all over. And Matt King, the star of the show. They have won by 33 points to 8. 8-6 to Bradford half-time. 2 from King in the second half, 2 from Atkins in the second half, and the other one scored by Michael Monaghan. They have the air of a team and a club that thinks it's going places.
Yeah, well, this was a big challenge, I think, for Warrington tonight. Like you said, Bradford had a tremendous result against Wigan, and let's look at that result with what Wigan